Welcome back to the study of hoops. I'm Mike Carlson, just back from camp season. Just been a week up in Zurich in Switzerland with my guys at the Bullet Camp. Had a great time, got to meet and work out with Isaiah Thomas. It was a great experience overall, but finally we are back and we can focus on what we do here, which is we study the game, we go over the film, and we help you as players understand and learn about basketball. Okay? Because look, we're at this point now where there's so much information out there. Basketball's basically been solved, okay? And a lot of the focus I see is on the individual skills, which is an important part of the game. You got to be able to score. You got to be able to put the ball in the basket. In other words, you're never going to play at the highest levels. But despite all that, you do need to understand the game, the flow of the game, how to put yourself in a position to take advantage of miscommunications on defense or errors that the other team's going to make so that you can get those points and you can stand out on film, because that's really at the end of the day, if you got the talent, if you got the size, if you got the skill, the difference between you being a scholarship player and you just kind of struggling to find a school is how well you play the game, what kind of product you put out there on film. So that's what this channel is meant to do. That's what I do as my business at the study of hoops, and so let's learn a little bit. Now, before we get too into the details of today's lesson, which is going to be a little defense for all you guards out there, I just want to introduce myself, let you know who I am. My name is Mike Carlson. I played for 10 years professionally. I actually got cut from a Division III school as a freshman in college. I wasn't good enough, and I changed quite a bit. I got after it. I refused to take no for an answer, and I eventually became a D2 All-American, and then I got to play at the highest level that I could ever reach, which wasn't the NBA, but for me it was the ACB, which is this jersey that's right behind me there. As you can see, my name is a little misaligned, and that's because they gave me a 2-week contract, and they just stamped on my name. Some intern did it, so they weren't taking me seriously. And I turned that 2-week contract into playing the rest of the year with the club and the organization, and I wanted to keep the jersey. So that's why it's a little misaligned. And hit a game winner, had a 20-point game, had a handful of other good games, and some bad ones too. Don't want to sugarcoat it. Like I got my ass handed to me at that level, and at one of the best levels in the world. And so, but I had a lot more good than bad. So I just want to let you know that I came from being on the end of the bench. I've played basically every role you can play on the basketball court. That means every position from point guard all the way to 5. And I've been a bench player. I've been stuck in the doghouse with my coach, someone he didn't trust. Had to work my way out. Had to go all about that. I've also been the guy too, where if I don't score 20, 30 points, like we have no chance of winning. And winning is a lot more fun than not winning, and that's what I learned how to do. I learned how to study the game, and then when I did get to play in the ACB, in Spain's top league, I realized the impact that I could have on the game just by being in the right spot at the right time. And I said, hey, let me show this to other people and show how you can impact the game with your positioning, with your body, and get yourself into favorable spots to make good decisions, to make aggressive reads. And that's what this whole business is about. All right, let's get into the hoop stuff. Enough about me. Okay, so today we are going to focus on what I call bump after half court. Okay, so we're going to focus on the defense here. That's Alberto Diaz. This is Facundo Campazzo. And there's the basketball. This is the position that we want. So we're going to start with the end in mind here, where you just want to get that point guard to protect the basketball. As soon as you've done that, you can back off. You can relax a little bit. Hopefully you're playing with a shot clock, so they have a little time pressure on them, and things start to add up. So here we go. We'll see another possession right here. Alberto Diaz is one of the best in the world. That's Alberto right there. So he's bringing up the ball, some soft pressure, and then he just chests him up. So you see it's defender, offensive player, ball. Look at where Facundo Campazzo, who's a great point guard, one of the best in EuroLeague, played in the NBA for a little bit, and he's looking nowhere, and just makes everything that much more complicated to be able to get his team into the offense. Alberto Diaz again in the regular season. Now you see he's not putting a ton of pressure on. Okay, look how much space is between him and the basketball, but still, he realizes where the half court line is. He shrinks that space. They're trying to run a set. And then now look. Defender, offensive player, ball. Job done. Job done. And it just makes it easier. Now look at the shot clock here. Well, I don't know if you can see it. I think I'm in the way. Oh, you can see it up here. Okay, it's at 13 seconds. They've made one pass. Okay? And it's just good. It's a good way. You got to realize that right now, the more half-court possessions that you can force as a team, the higher probability you will get a stop. It's just basically to say people score easily in transition, so don't let them do that. Play the half-court game. All right, here's another one. Now, you can see the pressure. Now, this is real defense. This is pressure, but he just wants defender, offensive player, ball. Job done. Now you can relax a little bit, because more often than not, and I can guarantee you this in your games, I can guarantee it, this offensive player, he's not going to like that you're pressuring for him, and he's going to try to go to the basket and score. So you just relax. After you do this, you've done your job, relax, and contain him. Play a little bit off him. Play a little bit more pressure defense, because you see he gets too aggressive, and it leads to a dunk. All right? So right here, now if you want to get really technical, in this situation right here, this is a very, very well set screen. This big is a little bit too deep, but if he would have sagged off, he would have seen the screen come in a little bit earlier. This guy, I mean the on-ball defender, would have seen the screen coming a little bit earlier and maybe could have made a play, but nope. They end up giving up a big old dunk. So remember that. Bump after half court. Bump. And then now you see right here, that's Danny Perez. He sags off, and he's just ready to contain. He's just ready to contain. Go under the high screen, and you see how much time they eat on that possession. That's all we want to do. We just want to eat some time. Soft pressure again, soft pressure. He's there, but he's not overextending himself to where he gets beat and gives up a layup. And a little half-court bump right there. That's all it is. It's subtle, but it works. I promise you that. Okay, so that's a few examples. Now, that's something you guys can take, you guys can do. I don't know if your coach wants you to pick up half court, full court or whatever, but if you are playing pickup, if you are doing any of that, I would encourage you to start getting in a habit of at least applying some soft pressure in the full court, because the game is becoming faster and we have to limit those transitions. And an easy way to limit those transitions is to put some soft pressure on. Just if that, like, the way I always explain this to guys is the offensive player is more scared about turning the basketball over than you need to be about getting burned and getting beat to the basket. Because if you're picking up full court, you at least got a handful of guys behind you to help you with the basketball if they're aware. So take some chances, put some soft pressure on, and use that half court line to really slow down the offense and force them into a half court possession. Okay? More videos like this coming soon, more information in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if you would like more information about my program, my project, go to studyofhoops.com and check us out. All right, we'll see you in the next video.